The following is a presentation of the ECRHL Network. All right, folks, welcome back for the second episode of ECRHL Live here on YouTube and Facebook. And joining me this week, the pride of Monticello, Minnesota, Kerry Blomberg. Kerry, welcome to ECRHL Live.
Thanks for having me, Ray.
Well, we were just both chatting backstage here a little bit before we launched the show, and we're both talking about the new norm as it is, the working from home, and doing this kind of like what we're doing on a day-to-day basis with the web conferences and whatnot. So let's hope this goes a little bit better than what I've seen from our employers.
No toilet flushes in the background.
Yeah, we're going to try to avoid all that and whatnot, although I think I've gotten a preview of what might walk through the background in Kerry's studio there. So we'll get started. So, Kerry, we're supposed to be playing hockey right now. We would have been off this past Sunday, but we were looking to start the Sunday before. So we would have been looking this week at week 2. And unfortunately, we're in the circumstance where we don't know exactly when we're going to start hockey. So what have you been up to try to keep yourself active and your mind occupied while there's no hockey going on?
Oh my goodness, it's definitely tough. Missing being at the rink. It's been so nice out too, besides rain the last couple of days. But I guess working a lot, even though work is kind of slow right now, and then trying to stay in shape with all this extra free time. Ernest has got me on a workout routine, so been busy doing that. He's riding his bike every day, and I'm sitting on the trainer, so we're just trying to stay fit and not go grocery shopping that often. So
that definitely helps. I know when you're home, it's a little easier to you can see myself. It's tough to stay out of things and and keep your mind occupied and whatnot. And hockey, definitely on the weekends and whatnot. And I know you play a little bit more as well. It just it's so important to us. It's a regular part of our lives that without it, it's tough to fill that void.
I know, missing all the guys and missing you guys, seeing you every weekend too. So
yeah, and I concur. And that it's an outlet for us. It really is. In our league, the format of which is very special, being an outdoor rink, and we get together before games, after games, and there's a lot of intermingling between teams and whatnot as well. So that's definitely missed.
Yeah.
So have you been staying in contact with the Hay Services guys? Have you heard from them at all?
Yeah, I've seen a few of the guys here over the winter. Not everyone, but we've got the group chat going on. So every once in a while, something inappropriate will come across the line. And but it's, we don't have the full squad that we had last year. So it'll be interesting to see. There's some new numbers on the group chat, but the team there, like I said, every once in a while you'll see a message come across the wire. I try to stay out of all that though.
Yeah. I've been in some of those chats and, I've been included for some reasons or another. And they can be very interesting to say the least, but we won't bring any of that up to embarrass anybody here today.
No.
So one thing I was doing, I was jumping on and, I did a little bit of internet research on you and I found some pretty interesting things. Well, no, it was actually some good stuff. And it's always neat to see somebody that's got an elite prospects profile. So,
oh boy.
we'll have to ask you about that. But, George is stopping by and he's saying hello. So
hey, George.
Glad to have you on and watching here, George. I talked to George the other night and, I know he's missing hockey. Our deck program got cut short. That we were actually on a roll with that. We were doing some deck hockey with kids in the gym on Sundays. And then was it Saturdays? I can't even remember at this point. The days don't matter. They all end in Y and they seem to look the same. But we had a good thing going. We had 3 groups of different age kids. And, we were doing well with that. And then, we had the adults as well. So, ended up being a pretty good group. And, but yeah, that got cut short with all of this. So, I know George is itching to play again too. And George was a huge part of that youth group program. But getting back to here, we got the, I've looked at this, and of course it's all, like I said, it's neat to see a elite prospects profile with somebody, So, tell us a little bit about your playing time, your ice hockey career. Cause I see here, you did you played some college hockey, and then it looks like, North Wright County, where that looks like where you started. So tell us a little bit about, your playing time when you were, a little younger.
Sure. Well, I guess I could start. My youngest sister, she was the one that got myself and our other sister involved in hockey. So she wanted to play at a very young age. And so I think I started playing when I was like around 12 or something like that. So a little bit later than most. But and my freshman year of high school was the first year that we had 3 towns, or I guess a county, you could say, that came together to make a women's team or a girls team. So pretty cool to be a part of that. We had youth programs, but never a high school program. So that was pretty cool. Played, 4 years of high school. I ended up being voted the captain, I think, for a couple of years, which was pretty neat. And then was fortunate enough to, go and play college after that. Played 1 year D3 up in way northern Minnesota.
That was Concordia College. Is that correct?
Yeah,
awesome.
Concordia up in Moorhead, Minnesota, right across the border from Fargo. And after realizing that private school comes with a cost, I decided to head on down to Wisconsin and play club hockey for my remaining 2.5 years. So we had a really good time there. So
awesome. Well, I'm looking at these stats here from Concordia College. 24 games played. You had 3 goals, 5 assists, 12 penalty minutes. How do we accumulate 12 penalty minutes, Gary? I don't know if I've ever seen you in the box in the ECRHL. So it's just surprising to see anything up here and be in double digits.
I guess if you're not scoring that much, you've got to get your name out there somehow.
I guess that's how you do it, huh? Well, you picked up 3 goals and 5 assists, but hey, when you got to the University of Wisconsin there for the club hockey, I've got here your 2012-13 season, 9 games played, 8 goals and 2 assists. You were putting up some points there in those 9 games.
Gosh, I didn't even know they kept score in that league.
Yeah, I guess they did, and look at that. And not only did they keep score, they got it on your elite prospects profile.
Oh,
so
that's good.
That's good. Yeah. So there is a record of where you've played for sure. And,
oh my goodness.
Only 6 penalty minutes. You cut that in half. That's good. I mean, per game, that's not very good with 9 games, but nonetheless, you got your penalty minutes down a little bit. So.
Those were probably some of the most fun times I've ever had playing hockey, was with that club team. We had players that, maybe it was their first time ever skating. And then we had, players like my sister on the team who, could have played D1 if it weren't for injuries. So a really, wide variety of players on that team. And, we ended up winning a national championship with that squad. So it's pretty fun. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And that sounds very much like the ECRHL, a mix of players and a different talent levels all coming together. So that's great. So, and there's a great article. I don't know if anybody that saw, we shared it on there that came out and then republished, I believe, in the New London Day, and definitely check that out. There's some really nice things that were said about Kerry and, her growing up and whatnot and her time in Minnesota and so on. But I want to ask you more specifically, about the ECRHL, and he talks a bit about that as well in the article. How did you come to know about the ECRHL and the Groton Hockey Rink?
Oh man, I had moved to the East Coast about almost 8 years ago now, and I moved down to New London, or I guess Uncasville, and had been playing ice in Norwich, and was just looking for more hockey, and I had never played roller hockey before, and stumbled across just a pickup league. I I didn't even know really what to expect, if it was indoor or outdoor, but they
Mhm.
had a Wednesday night drop-in.
Yep.
I think I might have had found it on Facebook, and someone had
Oh,
said, yeah, come on down. It's a, $1 in the bucket. Come and play and learn how to roller skate. So I didn't even have rollerblades, so I had to go play it again, roller
oh,
skates,
yep,
and
yep.
uh, went down there. There was a bunch of guys down there playing, and I looked like Bambi out there trying to skate on roller skates, but I fell in love with it. Being outside on that rink, and just the group of guys that go every week, so much fun. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So,
So
well, that's something I didn't know that was your first experience with inline hockey. So
yeah.
it seems like you've picked that up pretty quick, and you made yourself fairly. So you started with Navy in our
hmm
league, the Navy Silent Snipers, and then I think it was a few seasons ago you moved over to Hayes Services and whatnot. So
Yeah.
and pretty competitive team. I know you guys have some goals in mind, so you know to
Yeah.
compete. So.
Oh yeah.
Um,
We're always going for it. So
yeah,
really fun squad. Love playing with Hayes. Navy was great too, but Hayes is definitely home.
Yeah, Hayes is definitely more of the yeah, they have a I'm trying to pick the right words here, but yeah, they're a great group. I mean, I've known Sean Prevost for many years. Sean and I played together on the Express teams going way back to the late '90s and early 2000s down there.
Wow.
And then you've picked up Chris and Brian Discordia on that Hayes Services team. Those guys have experience and have won some championships, quite a few championships in that league. So you guys are setting yourselves up every year to be a contender in the for the Richard Cobb Memorial Cup. So
I know. Yeah, and even players that you haven't mentioned are
right,
solid. So, but
yeah.
yeah, and Shawnee. I mean, if anyone knows Sean, that's the heart and soul of Hayes. That should sum it up right there. That guy's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's right. Yeah, Sean definitely, and as the team rep, as the team captain, he pulls that thankless job, and he's actually done an excellent job of keeping that team together and uniform. You guys are, I think you are the only team right now with home and away jerseys.
Oh, we're looking
So
sharp.
yeah, you guys,
Yeah.
yeah. So Hayes Services is taking good care of you guys, plus all your other sponsorships and stuff that
Mhm.
you guys have all put together. So you look great out there, and you guys are definitely a competitor. George saying no goals for Bongo. I think that's what we all go for. So, and we got Gene Simmons joining the show, and it looks like he's about to clean some glass. So that's great. We got about 70 panes. Yeah, there you go. All right, Gene. Thanks for stopping by, Gene. Hopefully you're back on tour soon. Awesome.
Oh
Awesome.
my goodness.
So yeah, so again, we're looking at different options for the season as we talk about, eventually getting back out there and playing, and whatnot. So again, it's so tough right now, Kerry, that we just can't even pinpoint down a good start date. But hopefully we're back on that rink very soon.
Yeah, well, I'm getting in shape. Hopefully, the rest of the Hayes boys are. Well, who knows what's going
That's
on with
right.
those guys?
Well,
So,
I know Tommy. You mentioned Tommy, or George brought up Tommy Bongo. I know he's been out working power lines, so hopefully he's staying fairly in shape and whatnot. I know he's got some nagging injuries that he's trying to get through and
hopefully he's
whatnot.
back this
But
season.
hopefully so, and whatnot. And I saw Anthony Zerko. He was playing a little bit of some deck hockey down there. So he, but prior to this stoppage, he was definitely keeping himself in shape.
Oh
He
my
was playing
gosh.
out. He wasn't playing goal, but definitely something to keep himself in shape and
Yep.
whatnot. So
Yeah, talk about another solid player right there. He's
yeah.
some of those saves that kid makes unbelievable.
Absolutely, yeah, I'm going to be biased as a goalie, but it's very important. You have a game like roller, and you compare it to like ice hockey and whatnot, how wide open, and we're playing on the same size surface, so it
Yeah,
definitely makes it a lot more wide open, as I'm sure you can attest to.
absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely. I think that's probably why I like roller a little bit better. Is I was not much of a scorer, as you could see from my stats from ice, but uh,
Mhm.
you definitely have more chances. It's a little bit easier with the ball, and
Mhm.
so for me, I like it a lot better. Score
Yeah,
some more
sure.
goals in roller, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the playing 4-on-4 versus 5-on-5. Again, the same size surface. Yeah, it definitely opens things up and gives you a lot
Yep.
more opportunity. And that's what makes it enjoyable. And then you definitely hit on another thing, going back to talking about our league in particular, and our situation with the Groton hockey rink of playing outdoors. It's funny that all these ice leagues and whatnot, they all want to talk about, the NHL, the big push to do outdoor games. We do that every Sunday.
We
It's like
do.
we get that treat to play outside. And I'm sure, as well that,
Oh.
just how much nicer it is to be out in that sun.
Yep, it's so nice. And then we do the tournament in the late summer where just to be outside, the cold mornings if you have the first game, and then if you're lucky enough to have the noon game, you're hanging out with the team after, enjoying the sun and having a few after the game. There's nothing like it. It's awesome. So it's a
Absolutely.
great setup that you guys have there. And like I said, all the teams, it's not just Hayes. Obviously, we've got a bunch of personalities, but when you think of the league as a whole and the teams that have been staples for a long time, it just cracks me up thinking about, the different placeholders. You've got the cronies who, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about drinking on here, but I'll
That's
just
all
leave
right.
it
I
at,
mean,
I'll leave it at
we're all
that.
adults.
But
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
they play better after a few, and then,
Mhm.
just all the teams are so funny. And then even Navy, they've picked up some good guys, and they're contenders and have been sneaking their way up through the ranks the last couple of years, which is awesome. So such a fun league. Personalities on every team.
Yeah, and you talked about Navy getting stronger, and you see a lot of teams doing the same thing. Where I look at the league and see the parity. To see how things are, and it's no secret AEN Asphalt has been pretty dominant at the top, but um, they've had to work for it. They've
Oh
had
yeah,
some really competitive games. You guys have put up some really competitive games.
yeah.
Um, but you start to see the parity that comes through the league, from, even, right in that middle, it's almost any given Sunday,
It is.
with the Voodoo Lost Souls merger last season, that really strengthened that squad up. And, they took that to the finals. Got John checking in here. John's going to be our guest next week, and we're going to talk a few things that he's been up to related to the COVID-19 response. So I'm looking forward to having John on the show, but he's pretty happy about our mention of the cronies.
Oh yeah, I see that.
And
Oh yeah, cronies always get mentioned. They're the life of the party for sure.
and Todd Paquette checking in with you. Hope you saved your Navy jersey. We're still trying to draft you back. So yeah, Todd, Kerry would be great on any roster, but I don't think Hayes is going to let her go anywhere soon. But we were talking about parity, and again, these strong teams that are getting stronger, and kind of, I just really hope that I'm able to come on here very soon and tell everybody about a start date, because so much work has gone in, and I'm even here. I can even say tonight that it looks like, for as far as I can see, we're actually going to go back to 9 teams. So,
nice.
yeah, that would be really good. And we will get there, and it's just a matter of when. But yeah, with 9 teams, and I know Josh Lacey had put in a lot of work to get the Berserkers in shape and added some new players. And, I got great reports back. Junkyard Dogs were looking good. Cronies are cronies. I'm never really worried about them. They're
Never know
loyal
what's
and
going on over
dedicated.
there.
That's right, but they're loyal and dedicated, and they're going to show. So yeah, right on through, it was looking like a very, and it still looks like a very strong season once we get everything going down there and decide, how much of it we can do, shorten format, do something. And again, that's my mindset. I haven't put a lot on paper when it comes to, because it just changes by the week. So I don't really want to try to put that in place, but we're definitely looking strong. So
yeah, we're ready when you are. I don't know how everyone else feels, but I'd play Saturday and Sunday if we needed to. So I'm ready.
Right. I think that's what's going to happen. I think the floodgates will open when people are told that, it's okay again, and we get that confidence back that we can actually play. I think you're echoing probably a majority of what people are going to be saying. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely eager. When it gets nice out, it's hockey time. So I'm sure everyone in the league is ready.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the the painful parts of it. Like, as odd as it may sound, it actually, like, it smells like hockey. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you can feel that fresh air come in, the sun's out, the grass is turning green. It really is a nice time down there.
So
and
true.
it's actually the second nice. It's the best season, in my opinion, is the fall, because it gets cooler as you go. But still, I mean, just to be down there at the rink is definitely missed right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Well, Kerry, I appreciate you coming on ECRHL Live here, a little experiment we're doing here to try to keep everybody in touch and talk a little hockey and, little updates on the league as we go. And hopefully everybody is staying safe and whatnot throughout this. And hopefully everybody, good time to get your wheels ready and make sure all your gear is ready to go and tape your sticks.
Rusted.
Yeah, that's get that out and get everything ready to go. So again, Kerry, thanks for joining us here on ECRHL Live. We're going to wrap it up. Just a couple quick things. If everybody, check out our website and ECRHLhockey.com. If you're watching on YouTube, you can check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/ECRHL Hockey. We're always looking to add new players to the league. If you're interested in playing, reach out to us, ECRHLhockey@gmail.com, and or send us a private message on Facebook. Kerry, thanks for joining us. Stay safe.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, Ray.
We'll talk to you again soon.
All right. See y'all soon.
Take care.